Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I found a very interesting article regarding the referendum in the occupied territories or in the liberated territories of East Ukraine. And it's interesting that the information I got today contradicts the information I got yesterday from the same sources. So let's go and see what's going on here. This article comes from Ukrinform and it is from 26th of August 2022. Russia almost completes preparations for pseudo-referendums in occupied territories. Intelligence says. Ukrainian intelligence, proudly. Russia's preparations for holding pseudo-referendums in the temporary occupied territories of Ukraine are almost complete. Vadim Skibitsky, Skibitsky, a representative of the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, said that in an interview with the RBC Ukraine news outlet. Ukrinform reports citing the directorate press service. And I'm quoting, "Now we are primarily talking about the temporary occupied territories of Zaporizhzhya and Kherson regions. Ukraine's military intelligence is clearly monitoring all the progress is taking place there. Today we can say with confidence that appropriate election headquarters and operational headquarters have been set up. Voter lists have been compiled and election commissions have been created. This is all the processes related to preparations for a referendum are almost complete," he said. Sibitsky noted that the dates for the pseudo-referendums could be different. In particular, he mentioned September 11. That's why they said September 11, when they have the only voting day in Russian Federation. At the same time, he said the Russian politicians, government officials and volunteers who are responsible for preparing the voting process regularly visit the temporarily occupied territories. So, what could that be? So they go ahead and to hold those referendums or referenda. And the article I was reading yesterday, actually I read two of them, the same guys, the Ukrainian side was claiming that actually the Russians, I'm paraphrasing, give up on holding the referendums at the date and time when they initially stated they will be in September 11. That means that, and I was thinking, is there any reason why? Yeah, and they gave us the reason because it's uncertainty in those areas. So that means they can't afford. And I mean, that was a second reason, a smaller one. The first one was that the Russians are conducting surveys. And they go from house to house and, try to see, okay, how are you going to vote? Do you support this? Do you not support this? And so on. And according to the Ukrainian sources, they got only 10%. I don't know how they got so fast. 10% support among the civilians in the occupied territories, for the, going back. I say going back because that's how the Russians are saying, joining Russia, let's put it this way. So they say, well, they will be embarrassed if they would hold a referendum and they will find out that people don't want to do that. Now, the little weasel point that I'm going to make on this, weasel not because I'm a weasel, because these guys are contradicting themselves. If they claim, these guys, analysts and politicians, Ukrainian politicians, they claim that if the referendum will be held right now, there will be only 10% supporting those territories joining Russia. Well, this, according to them, if the referendum is legitimate and fair. Now, they assume that that's why the Russians are not holding the referendum, because they're conducting it or organizing it right now because they don't have support. Now my question is, why do you need it as long as you count the votes? So you got to make up your mind, Ukrainians, the leadership. Either the Russians are fudging the numbers over there, So it doesn't matter how people vote in a referendum and whatever they pick, the Russians at the end will come with their percentages, which that's what you claimed in Crimea, and that's what you claim the Russians are, that kind of people. Then why would the Russians postpone it? Because they're afraid that what? They will just fudge it. So in the system comes 10% agreed to join Russia, and then out to the press comes 95% agreed to join Russia. Isn't that how the Russians are portrayed? Especially with the Crimea referendum. Yes, so then that argument, my dear Ukrainians, falls down. Because then the Russians will say, yeah, go ahead, let's have it right now. Why? Again, I'm going to use some people's friends, Joseph Vissarionovich Jugasvili / Stalin, the man of steel, who said, yeah, let them vote as long as we count the votes. So if that's the same thing in Russia right now as they claim it is, then this argument crumbles. Now, what I think could be, if the Russians do not have a, how should I put it, they don't have a clear dominance and control of those regions, and those regions are still bombarded by the Ukrainians, and it's uncertain what's going to happen, and it's not clear and blue sky and birds chirping, then yes, you don't want to hold a referendum under those circumstances, because people will not vote, will not get out and vote, and you can't conduct it in an unpeaceful situation, so you would postpone it. So that argument that it would be probably the only one that would prevent the Russians to do it as of now would be that it's unsafe to go outside. It's unsafe. You don't know what's going to happen. But if they go ahead with that, and probably before September 11, or maybe September 11, certainly not later than September 11, as these guys mentioned yesterday, for the reason I just stated, that they're afraid people would vote the other way. No, they will vote however they want, because the results are already fudged. Didn't they say that? That it doesn't matter, they will anyway, they will do this and they will do that. So it's so stupid, and these people who come with this kind of statements are so shallow. Because, tell me what else. And I feel a little bit, I didn't want to make a video on those statements, because I said, well, I don't know, it's really, the argument is like, But now this guy says no, they're going to go ahead and do it. They're getting ready. They're preparing everything. So what changed from yesterday to today? Or these guys are just talking BS, not knowing what's happening? Because I'm assuming these guys are, in a certain kind of briefing circle where they're informed about certain developments. Otherwise, if you don't know, don't talk. So this guy knows something, or he doesn't know and talks shit. Then why is he talking? Because he can. I'm okay with that. But on the other hand, why should I believe the other ones? So why this guy has more legitimacy than the other one? And vice versa. The thing is, if this guy says that the intelligence told them that those guys are getting ready, I think because he didn't mention only one thing like a general. They said the staff is getting ready, the sections are getting ready, this is getting ready. So he knows the process is moving ahead. So yeah, there will be referendum, I guarantee you that, and I think they're going to be September 11 or before. I think it's going to be September 11, as they said, because ein Mann, ein Wort, one man, one word. Eine Frau, eine Buchenwerken, or something like this, a woman, a dictionary. So you know what I mean. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.